Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived for Tier 3 here at Interlagos. Is the sun going to be shining? Is it going to be raining? Who knows? We could have absolutely anything happen in the next hour and 15 minutes. But we are here in Interlagos, Sao Paulo. The warm welcome is there. We are happy to be back in Brazil after an amazing Tier 1 and Tier 2 race on Monday night. 2.6 mile circuit. It is bumpy at times. It is hilly. There is uphill and downhill. But it is going to pose a challenge to the drivers. It's very much a throwback circuit going back to the 40s. It's a typical old-style Formula 1 circuit, and we will see absolutely cracking racing on it. Two DRS zones are present, one down the pit straight, all the way down to turn 4, which will be good. And then we've obviously got that long run from Junção to the CNS. We're seeing plenty of passing opportunities, but tonight, joining me in the commentary box is the glorious leader that is Martinez Helios, and in addition we have a special guest. We have Mr. Hodgson joining us as well from the pit lane, where he is barred from leaving the pit lane. Firstly, Martin, how are you?
I'm very well, Gav. How about you?
Oh, fabby dozy. We are back again, which is always good.
Fabby Dozy. Are you kind of quoting the Crankies?
well, to be fair, the Crankies are similar to me, so yeah.
But surely, like, before you were born?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
yes, yeah, probably.
Very weird, that. I bet almost nobody here knows what the hell we're talking about already.
No, they don't. No, definitely not. Mr. Mark Hodgson, how are you, sir, from your Celtic machine in the garage?
Yeah, good evening. Nice to be joining both of you, to be fair. It's been a while since, I've joined Martin, not for a while, and it's a last minute edition. So,
exactly.
Yeah, good to be here.
Exactly. We are here. As we said, Interlagos. We have seen some really good races already in Tier 1 and Tier 2, so it'll be interesting to see what Tier 3 and then at 20:45 tonight, Tier 4 will deliver. It is meant to be dry for the whole race and qualifying, so that is going to be an interesting one to see. Tyre strategies, two-stop strategy most likely. But those drivers, including Mr. Hills, who may have nearly ran out of fuel on Tier 2 on Monday night?
I was fuel saving all the way from the last pit stop, basically. So I ran out of fuel as I went over the line. Yep. But yeah, I think the problem was I didn't take into account, first of all, like, we didn't get a safety car, and secondly, I didn't take into account the fact that I was running quite high wings, so I was pretty draggy as well.
Yep.
So I think I was consuming a little bit more fuel than I realised it would be.
Yeah.
And I underfueled it.
But that's because we were trying for a safety car that never appeared.
Yeah, so yeah, basically that whole period where I was trying desperately to chase down the lead, I was lifting and coasting into literally every single fast corner, basically. So into turn 1, and sort of at the bottom of the first DRS zone into that corner as well. And I was I'm going, I need to catch up, but also I need to not run out of fuel. So
yep, that's it. And Mark, did you have those similar problems?
Yes, I kind of did. I don't think I was running as much downforce as Martin, just based on, I think, whatever practice session that you had the problems, Martin, and then we did the qualifying session. I don't think I was running as high downforce, but I didn't underfuel, but I did expect a safety car, and then I think I crossed the line with 0.07, I think. Left. So I was a bit another lap I would have been struggling.
Yeah, no, exactly. Tom Brown's quickest so far, Boothie, and then Dak Invertible. So remember that, folks. You don't want to underfuel your car because you may be struggling towards the end. Bergen has done his usual and set a slower lap on his initial lap. Oh, he got a little bit out of shape there as he was coming through the Curva del Sol, but he does escape it. We'll see what the championship leader is. It's almost Bergen's championship to lose, looking at the results that he's had, so the others will be looking to gain on him.
Yeah, I was watching practice last night, or actually I watched practice this morning ridiculously early because I couldn't sleep, but I was watching the practice, and I'm not sure Bergen's got the same pace advantage here that he's had at some of the other tracks recently.
He doesn't. He did seem to be a little bit slower yesterday in practice, which is going to be interesting to see what he can do here as well. I think the others would be quite happy if he was a little bit off the pace.
They would, yeah. I mean, it's funny actually. The Tier 1 championship is closing down, and the others seem to be sort of opening up, which is a bit odd.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's just because you need to slow down a little bit, Martin. That's what it is in Team 2. Give us a chance.
Sorry, I'm trying. At least there's one benefit you've got tonight, Mark.
Well,
I'm not on track.
On the track.
Yeah.
He's not on track, Mark, but he's in your ear. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
it's more mental this time.
Being in his ear doesn't knock him off in that corner, does it? So, I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't see you. I'm really sorry.
I know. I did say that to you. It was one of those things. It is what it is. This is actually a bit of a throwback for me. When I joined MRC, I was in. Well, my first race was reserve as Renault. Then got the full-time seat in Renault, where I stayed for 3 seasons maybe. And obviously, Renault turned to, well, the Haggismobile, as we call it now. So it's kind of a similar throwback.
Yeah, you defected after Renault and Alpine to Mercedes.
I did, yes. I did.
Ooh. Anyway, it's a little less of the Mercedes hatred as we come through, and never. Bagmazo currently on board within that McLaren. He's had a few bits and bobs coming through. Reserve driver tonight, as is O Move Over, who we're just going to call Omega because I can't keep going O Move Over for that. So again, we are where we are, and obviously Mark, you're stepping in as well.
Yeah, I think I'm allowed to do an outlap and an
You are. You can do. Oh, Backmazo's lost it coming out of Junkow, and he's all over. And there he is. The auto reset to track comes in when you drift too far wide in Brazil. It is possible to venture wide, but yeah, he did lose it coming out of Junkow. And it's quite. And we've seen it in practice. We've seen it in a couple of the races as well, that people can lose the traction coming out of the likes of Junkow, coming through the likes of the Curva del Sol, etc. So it is possible. People are going to have to watch their downforce levels versus fuel versus tyre wear.
Yeah, I think a few drivers found that the medium tyres were not ideal, but I think some of the, especially in Tier 2, it was quite an overcast race, so it was very difficult to get the temperature and keep the temperature in the tyres.
Well, do you know what my secret to that was? Because I was great. I love the mediums. I was quite quick on the mediums.
Okay.
And that was the downforce.
Well, yeah.
It literally, that made all the difference, because I found a huge amount of time and took the lead on the mediums, I think, didn't I?
Yep. Did.
And it wasn't just undercut. It was actually literally on the track. I was just catching Shadow Cobra really quickly because I could get the power down because of the downforce, I think.
Yeah. And it's going to be and it is this balance though, because the speed of some of the drivers, and I think who was it was in Tier 2? Was it Panini Man? He was absolutely, his pace down the main pit straight and then down to turn 4 was incredible. Because I think at one stage was he racing you, Martin, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He seemed to have like a super slippery car.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that necessarily paid him dividends as his tyres started to wear out.
No, it was when he was coming down to turn 4 and he tried to do a very snap move with DRS open, and he went in front of you. Sideways.
I was very lucky. I mean, I barely felt anything. There was this slight bump, and suddenly he went flying past me and ended up disappearing backwards off the track. And I was like, okay.
Yep. That is exactly it.
Nothing malicious about it. He apologised afterwards as well.
Exactly. But it is systematic of this type of track, whereby you're balancing speed versus a good downforce, because the first and third sectors are all pretty much about speed. The middle sector is that tight and twisty start, brake, point and squirt, as I call it, and ultimately, if you don't have a good downforce, you're going to be slipping and sliding all the way.
Just having a look at people's tyre strategies at the moment, and Bergen's gone back out on mediums again.
Yeah.
And looking at all the other tiers, very few people have managed to get. Has anyone got into the top 10 on a set of mediums?
I don't think they
don't think
did.
So.
No. I was going to say, we just went on with, we're on board with Dak and Verbal there, and he's gone 4th on the mediums.
Good lap.
Yeah, having watched practice last night with some of these guys, though, the times ended up down pretty close to the tier 2 times. Really, they were into the 107s and the low 108s. That covered the whole top 10. So I think these times are going to come down a lot.
Yeah, no, they are. Carl's just done his first proper timed lap on 3-lap old mediums, so he's had to ragdoll them slightly, shall we say. What are we saying? Oh yes, Connor is offended by my calling Panini, and Mandy is as well. She's going no Panini man. Well, yes, Panini man. So there we are. It's going to be an interesting tower strategy because there we've just got Ocean Tame has just gone into 6th as well. So we've got 3 of the top 10 on mediums. Top 10 separated by a second. So it's still a good split of times there.
Yeah, I think there's people who have probably watched tiers 1 and 2 and seen a one-stop happening, and are hoping that maybe that's something that they can do, hence their propensity for all these mediums.
Yeah, it's a brave move, though.
It's just one safety car, and that is out the window. Unless you're really brave and stick it out, but...
yeah. So Bergen's a second down at the end of Sector 2 on his medium lap, so I'm probably not as convinced that the mediums are a good qualifying tyre. I mean, to be fair, we were talking about the race tyre, they're a bit slippery, but they seem to go through the same graining phase that happened to the mediums in Japan, whereby laps 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 just seem to be awful, but then they come back quite nicely. So a soft strategy around here does seem to work quite well.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously what I went with as well. But I was almost of a mind to keep going for a bit, to be honest with you, because they didn't seem to be falling off. I think I did something like 14 laps on the medium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Avinash has just slotted into provisional pole 9 1,000ths ahead of Tom Brown. We're just on board with Simba at the moment, second place in the championship. He's already near enough 3 tenths up. He was 3 seconds up. He's put nitrous in the back of that Red Bull. Let's hope no fuel pump issues tonight on that Red Bull. What is it, the Red Bull Racing Red Bull powertrains? That's what it is.
I'm not going to make any comments about that whatsoever.
I get into trouble for many things and making comments about many things, as we know, so wait until safety car chat. I didn't even get that on Monday night properly, so tonight
it was very upsetting.
It was indeed. I had to slot things in every now and again. So let's see. So he's went purple as Mark in the middle sector in that Red Bull. Let's see what he can do as he comes into DRS now wide open. Is he going to keep to the left hand side? He does a little bit. Is he going to go across the line? And he goes third, 16 1,000ths behind Avinash. So the top 3 separated by 16 1,000ths, less than a blink of an eye.
I still think
this is going to be complicated with 2 marks in tonight racing.
That's true. Lion King and Teesside 1. There you are. You're now the Teesside 1. There you go. Bergen's.
Sorry. Just going to say, a couple of people have opted to just do 1 hot lap. They've just come out now.
Yeah, Ty Clear.
They might be trying to do the 2 strategy.
Ty Clear did invalidate his previous lap time, and I think so did Omega.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, or as I really now want to call him, right move. Just purely on the basis of, I keep saying move over and I'm just thinking right move. Bergen's gone 4th on mediums, so his second lap on those mediums have worked.
That's impressive, yeah.
That's indeed.
Maybe this is a track where a second lap does pay dividends, but you wouldn't want to do that on the softs because that would take quite a lot out of them. Yeah,
Dak Invertible's quicker at the end of Sector 1, about 3 tenths of a second up, so that could certainly bump him up the grid. The top 6 at the moment, all sitting in the pits waiting for the opportune moment. But again, it's one of these tracks that does rubber in as the session progresses, so expect to see the time. Look at that, Dak Invertible 8 tenths quicker. He is currently on course to go to provisional pole, and that will take him into, it'll be the low 108s. Let's see what he can do as he comes across the line. Is it the 7s? 108.1.
Very close, very close. I mean, this is the track evolution kicking in as well, isn't it? I think?
Yes. Yeah, no, definitely. We're
Who
just
else
seeing
is on a...
Sambal's on a lap, but he's slightly down on his previous best. He dives into the pits. Ocean Thames 5,000ths up at the moment. Konichiwa's just in sector 2 as well. Stuvines ran wide coming through the Curva del Sol, but did go on to a 109, so he's gone 13th.
Carl's been looking quite pacey around here, and he's just heading into his hot lap in a minute. So I'd be interested to see what he can do.
Yeah, the one that's slightly thrown me is we're watching Kaiser Soze. He's on 5 lap old mediums, so he's got some fuel in that car, and very brave. But his ERS is down to 9%, so I'm not thinking this might be the lap to set things alight.
So Bergen is leaving the pits on a set of softs now.
There we go. I think they are all pretty much going to go for it. They've seen the time start to tumble, which is the right thing. Carl's just now on his quick lap, so we're on board with that Red Bull. Coming through the CNS at the moment, through the Curva del Sol. Nicely done so far from Carl. Let's see, he'll open that DRS. Yes, wide open there. Hits around about 199 miles an hour before slamming on the anchors. He does 2 1/4 tenths, but he's run wide into turn 4. He hasn't invalidated, but he certainly didn't hit the apex, and that will have cost him at least the time that he had gained at the start of sector, or at the end of sector 1, sorry. Now coming up through Ferradura, Laranjina now into 8. Nicely done. Doesn't quite hit the apex, but is there now coming through Pinarino. Again, it's one of those corners you can necessarily not hit the apex. It is a bit quicker sometimes to go out wide and then cut back on yourself through Bica de Pato, the Duck's Bill, and now through Margulo as we drop down into the little valley, and he is half a second up. Again, he outbreaks himself coming into Juncao, and that's going to cost him. He's certainly made up time, but he's going to know there's more time in that Red Bull. What can he do, though, as he comes across? DRS now fully opened. Tom Bragg out of the way. He's got to be watched that he doesn't get too greedy as he comes across the line. Goes 11th, but he's lost time there that I think he could have made up had he not outbraked himself at 4 and 12.
Yeah, it looks like the car isn't understeering, but it looks like it hasn't got a lot of rotation at the same time.
Yes.
I wonder whether he's got sort of quite soft rear suspension, possibly. But
possible. Yeah, and it certainly does look that way. The car just didn't look as if it wanted to turn in. Any of the hard stop corners, it just didn't want to turn in. Quite a few drivers, though, running wide coming out of Juncao, running onto the grass. Not the best way to run your way through, and he's invalidated his SFR energy, Dan. Let's see who else have we got.
Started his hot lap.
Yep, let's jump on board with the man from Switzerland. Mandy's going, all the marker boards are wiped. Not ideal if people are using them for references. Bergen feathering the throttle coming through turn 4 there, Descida del Lago. So, Descent of the Lakes, as it translates to in English. Ferradura. There were lakes here at some point in time.
He got that into the apex nicely there.
It did. It really did.
He looked really quick through that corner for...
Yeah.
It was noticeably fast, that corner.
Yeah,
this is another corner that wins you a lot of time if you get it right as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yep, definitely. And here we go, just coming into Juncao. Goes on the grass slightly, but he's purple through 1. He kind of ran again onto the grass into coming out of 12. Qualifying is over indeed, so there's numbers who have gone over the line and are finished. Is Bergen, though, going to take provisional pole position on the soft compound tyres? No, but he takes 3rd.
See, it is looking a little bit tighter.
It is.
I'm not sure he's going to run away with this one.
Nope. Avinash is slower by about 3 seconds at the end of sector 1, so he is done for the day. Let's see what Dak Invertible can do, though. Already man on provisional pole. He was rapid yesterday in Prix. He's invalidated, so he's not going to go quicker. Mark is 1/10 and a half up at the moment. That would certainly push him up into potentially 2nd or 3rd. Let's see as he comes across the line. Is he going to go? He goes. Oh! What a final sector there from Simba. Provisional pole.
That was a second lap, wasn't it?
It was indeed. So who else is out? Colin Zowell. Is he going to go quickest? He's quicker, and he goes 8. So a good lap there from Colin Zowell. Ty Clear is the only other one who is on a timed lap at the moment. Is quicker. Let's see what he can do. and into 15th. So there we have it, folks. Simba takes provisional pole position. Well, he takes pole position. It's not provisional anymore. Dak Invertible, the man from Rotherham, takes second place. We've got Avanash in third and the championship leader Bergen in fourth. So first and second in the championship on the first and second rows. Konichiwa Beach is fifth alongside Tom Brown, Sambal seventh, and Collins Owl all the way flying to eighth place. Baby Hornet in ninth, and Boothie rounds out the top 10 with his Haas teammate SFR Energy Dan starting in 11th, Ocean Tame in 12th, Dare in 13th, Carl 15th, Ty Clear and Stuvine 16th and 17th, back Mazo in 17th, Kaiser Soze 18th. Mark quite really was on a qualifying ban given his tier 2, and Right Move didn't set a time. So there you are, Mark, 19th. You're gonna ace this.
Wow. Be interesting.
Remember all this Renault power that you've got. Best engine.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to go quiet for 1 minute. Talk to Mark.
Yep, there we go. Fine. Kaiser Soze.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, hello. Yes, good evening. Welcome to the joys. Let's just have a look at. I was going to say Facebook chat there, no YouTube chat. Let's see. Not a lot on YouTube chat today. At this point, we need more than that. I think people taking out the timing boards seems to be an issue. People can get it wrong though. It's not that they take them out on purpose, but they can get missed, shall we say?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it can.
Yep, so we'll keep a wee eye out on that as we come up to the formation lap. As we were saying, 2 DRS zones, lots of passing opportunities are present here. 64% full throttle this lap, 195 metres the grid to turn 1. We seen in practice yesterday, turn 1 was a bit of an issue. I think in tiers 1 and 2 it was relatively clean. High downforce, 205 miles an hour maximum top speed, 18.6 seconds pit lane lost excluding the stationary point. So 2-stop strategy seems to be the opportunity is about a second slower, according to the strategist, than the one-stopper, but the one-stopper you're going to have to absolutely protect your tyres and not risk anything.
Yeah, we've seen some. We saw that in tier 1 especially, didn't we? That one-stopper really, really working, and it paid big dividends for a couple of the drivers, and I think it was... Didn't Dynamite do the one-stop?
I think he did, yeah. I think he did. Indeed.
And obviously, what a race from him. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was. Only 2 people outside the top 10 starting on mediums, Carl and yourself, Mark. So it's a very much a soft strategy going on here. So that is going to be an interesting one.
Looking at it, it was the same if you went from softs to mediums or medium soft. Mm-hmm. If you were doing the 2 stops, it was the same amount of time. So it's not going to make a big difference, I think, between those 2 strategies. It just depends on how well you get them working early on.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we will keep an eye on that. Certainly an early safety car could throw things into the mix. It could certainly force a few drivers on the softs to pit early, but we've seen it before that people will pit early, some don't. And if you have a second safety car, then your whole strategy is redone as well. So there we are, recapping the grid. Simba in pole, Dak Invertible, followed by Avanash and Bergen, Konichiwa and Tom Brown, 3rd row, 4th row, Sambal and Collins Owl, Baby Hornet and Boothie on the 5th row, 6th row, Energy Dam and Ocean Tame, Dare and Carl round out row 7, Ty Clear and Stuvine make it an all Mercedes row 8, row 9 is back Mazo and Kaiser Soze, and row 10 at yourself, Mark, and rightmove.co.uk. At least so far, I don't think I've done anything to upset Formula One management this time, which is always a bonus, to be perfectly honest. So I'll tell you one thing, and we noticed it in Tier 2, the camera angle for the start isn't that great because we don't see the lights. So
it happened that in Tier 1 as well.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it by sound, and it's not easy to do.
Yeah, we're just going to jump on board with Simba just to see the lights, and then we will jump back to the broadcast because we're on 3 red lights, we're on 4, we are now on 5, and we are underway here in Brazil, and it's a really good start there from Simba off of pole position, already out in the front. Avanash has passed Dak Invertible, but having a little fight there. Dak Invertible back in, everybody looks to have got through turn 1, okay, we've got 3 abreast coming through the final final part of the Senna S's, but everyone looks to have got through nice and cleanly there. Mark, you're already up to 17th, but look at this, Simba and Dak Invertible having a battle down into turn 4, and Dak Invertible, has he got him? Yes, he has! And Simba down into second and already under attack from the sister Alpha Tauri of Avanash. So it's all go, but so far all clean. Couple of McLarens at the back though. Had a poor
they've
opening.
had a poor one. I think there was a bit of contact in turn 1 with Bakmizo, and I've just seen backwards as well in turn 4. That's a bit unlucky for them.
Yeah, the McLaren's
Can't see any damage on that McLaren though. It looks like he's okay. I think he survived.
Yep, and Baby Hornet's tumbling down the field. Unfortunately for him, he's had a moment coming out of turn number 9.
Oh, Carl's round as well.
Oh, Carl is round as well. You said, yeah, exactly. Oh, he's lost it coming through just about before Magulo, so between Bika Pato and Magulo. That's not going to help Carl, considering we started on those medium tyres, but it is Dak Invertible out in the lead, 6 tenths of a second clear of Simba, who is a further 1 tenth ahead of Avanash. And Avanash running all I can describe as a very deep line into the Senna S's, shall I say.
It looks like I'm just riding on board with Kaiser Soze, who's right behind Mark, who's about to make a move on CBG Samble, I think.
Yes, Bithy's had a moment as well.
Tried.
Yep, there was the keyword tried. Bithy's had a moment. He's round as well, so he's behind Carl now, so not the greatest of starts for Carl. The 2 McLarens, Baby Hornet, and Baby Hornet's in the pits as well now, so we'll keep an eye on that. But everyone at the front beginning to just kind of get into a nice rhythm. We know we're going to have DRS at the end of this lap. Therefore, the first DRS zone will be down between the Curva del Sol and the Desira del Lago, down the Reta Aposta straight. And Ocean Tame is having a little ding dong. Oh, Ocean Tame's really wide coming into Junkou there, and almost he got the wheels on the grass there, near enough went round like the wheels on the bus go round and round. He nearly did go round. But let's jump back up to the front, because I suspect we might see some overtaking opportunities now between Dak Invertible, Simba and Bergen, who has passed Avanash.
Oh, tie clear, just nearly lost it into turn 1. Oh,
Bergen has gone.
Bergen has.
He has indeed. Virtual safety car, and that has, I'll say, has come at the absolute right time for Dak Invertible, because Simba was about to line him up completely. But Bergen, the championship leader, has lost his front wing at the Senna S's. This is disastrous from the man from Morecambe. Without a nose on that Alfa Romeo. He wants
and now he's got to do a whole lap without it as well.
And this is the thing, it's a virtual safety car, which makes it even worse for him. But again, since we've put the safety cars back onto standard in the game, the Codemasters made some changes to it, we seem to be seeing more virtual safety cars as opposed to full-blown safety cars, which actually isn't a bad thing, because it's more reflective of what happens in real life.
Yeah, they've definitely 100% done something to the safety car settings, because we've increased it and the number has decreased.
Yes, exactly. And there we go, VSC over. We never used to get virtual safety cars much, but we do now. And DRS is now active. Avanash is going to line up Simba, who's lining up Dak Invertible. Is Simba going to have a move into the Senna S's? No, he's a little bit too far behind, but Avanash is trying to go out there.
He's got a really good exit there.
Avanash has gone round! Oh, they had a little bit of contact, I think, coming out of the Senna S's. It can happen. But is Simba going to make a move on Dak Invertible? Is the Rotherham man? Oh, a little bit of wheel banging there, but into turn 4, the Rotherham man descends back down into second. But Avanash has plummeted down to 16th.
Wheel banging on that corner is fine, so long as you're not 2 Ferraris.
Yes, exactly. Mark's doing well. Sir, you're up to 11th at the moment. We've got Stuvine in front of you.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I haven't actually made a pass on circuit, I don't think yet.
So you've benefited from others' misfortune.
Yeah. There's this battle of CBG, who got Stuvine under DRS at the end of the virtual safety car. And obviously they're really close together now. Stuvine getting a little bit twitchy.
Yeah, just watching progress here just now. Kaiser Soze behind you.
Very wide.
Yeah, he did do there. Get a bit DRS action there. Let's just jump back up to the start because Dak Invertible and Simba having a little ding-dong back into the Senna S's, and Tom Brown has joined them as well. Collins
and
Owl
so is
is up
Collins
there. Yeah. he's
and Kenichi was just behind too.
They are. They stretching the wings. So let's just jump on with our telemetry. Let's have a look, because here comes Dak Invertible up the inside into Desida del Lago, and he has indeed passed Mark Grun slightly wide, but okay, no worries to worry about there. Tom Brown. What happened with you there, Mark? You've gone at Desida del Lago.
I've got deja vu.
Oh no.
Yes.
We'll come back to that when we get a VSC or a full safety car. But yes, we have a number of individuals. But this is the thing, right? Simba needs 25 points and fastest lap because Bergen is currently in 20th and not scoring a point. So he really needs to maximise the points that he gains tonight. Oh, Ty Clear has gone round in Sector 2 just before Margulo. But we're just watching the battle out front again. I'll tell you one thing, Tom Brown has got Collins Owl. Absolutely, there we go, side by side. Coming down into the Senna S's. Tom Brown breaks that little bit later. Simba is chasing down Dak Invertible, and we're on board with him. This is going to be the overtake for the race lead.
It's a very hard track to lead at as well.
Yes.
There you go, that's why.
Yep, exactly. Collins Owl has passed Tom Brown.
The DRS seems overpowered to me.
Yes.
Here. You have to do an absolute superhero lap to get out of that DRS zone.
Yep, you do.
And it's almost impossible. So all you can really do is keep being super consistently quick until the other person makes a mistake and drops a second.
Yeah, exactly. Mark has got 3 seconds already. The first or the second time penalty. Ty Clear got the first one. That won't make him a happy man. But look at the gap. I mean, literally the top 5, actually the top 6, because Energy Dan's closing in on them, is near enough all in one frame. I think Collins Owl may be a little bit susceptible to Tom Brown behind him.
I mean, but if you're in DRS here, if you're with somebody else with DRS,
yep,
you're going to pull away because it just you end up working together even though you're fighting each other. Yep. It's kind of
ooh. Dak Invertible almost looked to make a move, but then decided against it because again he's got DRS coming out of this corner, so it's almost
arguably more useful.
Yeah, it's almost the Max Charles debate of Bahrain. You can take him down the main straight, but then you lose it going, oh, the two of them are having a little ding-dong, a little bit of touching wheels there. Is Dak Invertible going to come out on front? He has. Mark's on slightly wide there. Collins Owl is looking with his eyes wide open, as an owl does, to look for any opportunities.
He's looking very racy, isn't he?
He is indeed.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes another position at the end of the start-finish straight at this rate.
The two Williams are doing really well as well, between Kenichiwa and Tom Brown, obviously. So good start for them. Back Mazo gets 3 seconds down on 19th at the moment, just 3 seconds ahead of the championship leader. But here we go again. I'll tell you what, it'll be the one who blinks first for pit stops, because that's ultimately how this is going to go all about, because the time gained on the pit stops is going to be key here, irrespective of whatever you do in DRS.
Tom Brown got really nice traction out of the corner leading into this, but you just can't make an impact.
Collins Owl has passed Simba, so Collins Owl's Ferrari is a slippery character. He's really got the pace there, and that's compromised Simba just coming out of the Senna S's, because Tom Brown's going to be all over the back of him.
And here he goes for the lead.
Yeah, he has indeed. Collins Owl takes the lead going into Desida del Lago. Tom Brown and Simba are having a battle. Oh, Tom Brown had a little bit of a moment there, but kept it on track there.
Just looking at Collins Owl's tyre temperatures, they're very, very hot. He's running over 110 degrees at one point then.
Wow. That is that is certainly something. We will keep an eye, and this is the thing though, there's going to be those cars where that Ferrari does look really quick in a straight line, but then you just wonder as he starts to get to the end of the tyre life, is that going to compromise him? And we'll probably see that shortly.
Well, he's used a lot of ERS. He's down to 17%.
Yes, he's gained 6/10 on Dak Invertible, so we're just looking back. Dak Invertible pits, first man to drop into the pits. Sorry, yeah, it is Dak Convertible, sorry, but and that has left Simba to take second and Tom Brown into third, so Mark's managed to get past Simba. Mark's managed to get past himself, that would be good. Mark's got past Tom Brown. Mark, you're in 12th, though you've just been promoted up to 11th because of Dak Convertible. That's the slight challenge about Brazil, because Dak Convertible, who's second, is now down to 14th, so he's going to come back out in traffic, but he's going to...
he spun in the pit lane! He's just reset the track.
Oh!
And it's put him outside the pit lane as well.
Oh!
No, I've seen that before. That was a glitch in, I can't remember who I was on, in a party with in a practice session, and that happened, and it did do that.
Yeah.
It was a strange one, because they were the person I was on with was very confused. I can't exactly remember who it was, but I remember being very confused as to why that happened.
But
because they took a while to register.
He's lost his front wing.
It's not a great result so far for him.
Not lost, but very badly damaged anyway.
Yeah. Collins Owl near enough a second ahead of Mark there, which is one thing, but Collins Owl stays out. Kenichiwa Beach has passed his teammate because Tom Brown has been overtaken by... Tom's on the grass coming into the Senesses. He did well to slow that. Oh, he's gone round at the Senesses! He's face planted the Armco barrier! Oh, he did reverse into the Senesses though there. I think he has lost part of the front wing.
He has.
Oh, I'm not quite convinced the reversing on track was... or reversing back onto track, but anyway. He's got a Mercedes of Stuyvesant behind him, but yeah, the two Williams went down into turn 1, and 2 into 1 didn't quite work. Simba now, he's gained again though to Collins Owl, so Collins Owl was a second in front of the last time they came across the line, and Mark's got it back down to around about half a second, so I wonder if this is Collins Owl beginning to struggle through the middle sector, but then he seems to stretch his legs as they come out of Juncao.
Yeah, if he's got a slippery car, then he's going to be great down that start-finish straight, but rubbish in Sector 2. And Mark, he's pitting.
He's pitted. He is as well. Kenichiwa Beach just behind Mark now, so Mark's maybe looking to go a little bit longer in the pits. Let's just keep you updated as to who has stopped. Sambal is the lead stopper at the moment. Collins Owl obviously there as well. Tom Brown's into the pits, so we'll keep an eye on where they come out.
We've got some... That was a very early stop as well, wasn't it, for the convertible?
Obviously
it's all gone horribly wrong as well, but I wonder why he went in quite so early, because I think sort of 10 or 11 laps is kind of where you'd be aiming for at least, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it was really early, and with Collins Owl's just come out in front of Carl, that's probably a happy place for Collins Owl to come out with. Otherwise, Carl's defensive techniques would probably annoy him for a little bit, certainly until he got onto the main pit straight and passed them. But Carl recovering from that issue at the start of the race. Mark, you've got a good wee battle in front of you.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping out of it, for want of a better term. They're all on soft compound tyres, so I'm kind of just... And actually, I'm almost trying to hold on. The mediums don't feel great at this stage. But I was on the Carl instance. He did have another little spin in Centre S's, had another little battle, and he got tapped a little bit.
The leader has pitted.
Yes, it has indeed. Mark has pitted. Avinash is in the pits as well. Stuvine's in the pits. Curiosity will be as does Simba come out in front of Collins Owl. Oh, I don't know if he's going to. Remember, the pit lane does kind of cut part of the track off. Collins Owl is going to get out in front of Mark. There we go. He's just coming through Curva del Sol just now. And Simba's going to come out behind Carl. So there's going to be an element of Red Bull team orders, I think, coming from Le Christian.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not quite timed right, because he could have done with coming out before Collins Owl slipped past Carl.
Yes, exactly. So at the moment, Mark is 3.2 behind Collins Owl. And look at that pace from Dak Convertible. And this shows the pace he had, which is unfortunate before the spin in the pit lane and everything like that. But it does show the pace that he had.
Yeah, I mean, there's the undercut is powerful here, so it would have been interesting to see what he could have done.
Yeah. Kenichiwa Beach stays out.
Yeah, 12, well, and SFR as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find that the softs were feeling bad at this stage. I mean, these guys could be going for a one-stop.
Yeah, they definitely could, and it is possible. We've not had a safety car yet. We never know. I don't know if I'm a fan of this diffuser camera that they've introduced. It doesn't. It's not working for me. Codemasters, if you're listening, it's a no from me.
You said you weren't going to, poke the bear. We've done it with FOM. Are you going to have a go? Is it Codemasters next?
Yes, already done so. I'll send them a little note in the morning and say, in advance of any potential copyright claims, I haven't infringed your rights at any point in time. Konnichiwa Beach leads, SFR Energy Dan second, Dare in third, also on those soft compound tires. Boothie the first on the mediums, followed by yourself, Mark. Ty Clear behind on those softs, and then Colin Zowell on those mediums.
I think Boothie's on the softs, isn't he?
Oh yes, sorry, apologies.
Yeah,
Apologies, yes indeed.
I was about to kind of go with what Martin had just said about that the soft tyres haven't really gone off much. They don't feel bad, and the guys I'm around are on the softs, and they are seemingly okay and lasting quite well for the guys. They've got some good pace at the moment, so yeah, I think you're right with that. Yeah,
he's in. We've seen you right on the rear end of that Haas there coming through the Curva del Sol, and we expect to see you passing on the outside. No, diving up the inside. There goes into braking. Look at the red hot brakes on that Alpine, and you are passed.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a nervous corner for me, that one. But full credit, Boothie knew I was there, so full credit. And
Dare just had a bit of a moment coming into Pinerino there, because the rear end did not look stable in that McLaren at all, and even the front end isn't looking stable. I think he will be in shortly.
Yeah, I think to make those softs stretch to a one-stop, you do have to be really gentle with them. It's especially things with the lack of safety cars means that if you're trying to do a one-stop from a soft, it's going to be soft to a hard as well, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
it come up with me a couple of laps ago to go from the mediums to a soft tyre on the one-stop.
Oh, okay.
I did say no because I don't know the tyres. I was like, no, thank you.
Right move is moved out of his place because he is retired. Where is he retired? We've not seen that. He's in the pits.
In the pits.
Oh, right, okay.
Except now he's.
Is he one of these?
His ghost is driving out of the pit lane right now.
Ah, okay. Let's hope that wasn't a.
Oh no, my mistake. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car.
No, there is an Alfa Romeo. There's two Alfa Romeos on track. There it is. He is actually. His car is going, but right move isn't in it.
It's crawling around very slowly.
Yeah, which means we're going to keep. He's now stopped at Decido del Lago, so he's now stopped. He's off the edge of the track at the moment. I don't think we should see a safety car because it is enough, but we shall see. Let's just hope that wasn't...
gap in the barriers that Sebastian Vettel was sitting in a couple of years ago.
And he's been cleared. Let's hope, though, that wasn't a quit or a rage quit, because that is not allowed, folks, unless it is through specific requirements, which are detailed in the Discord and the rules. Please go and read them. Right! Carl has let Mark past, or Mark has passed Carl, so that's it, and Mark's 3 seconds behind Colin Zowell. Colin Zowell has just passed Ty Clear into Decido del Lago. Dare and Energy Dan continue on their way. We had one of the McLarens, that's back Mazo, had a moment coming out of Juncao. But yeah, I think Energy Dan and Dare are at least going to try and go to at least lap maybe 18, 19, put on a set of mediums, and that could get them to the end of the race.
Yeah, I was just looking at Ty Clear, who's fighting with Colin Zowell, and Colin Zowell's driving away from him pretty quickly on those mediums at the moment. So I think those softs have probably had it.
I'll be honest, and SFR Energy Dan has come in, and so has Dare, but Energy Dan through Juncao basically looked like he wasn't moving. His car basically just looked like it was stuck. I mean, he was that slow, and that's just down to the tyre life. And there goes Colin Zowell through into the lead.
So that undercut has worked for Collins Owl beautifully, hasn't it? I mean, he's ended up with a 4-second benefit from it ultimately once things have shaken out and the back markers had got out of the way.
Yeah,
I say back markers, the non-stopped cars.
Yes,
Sorry.
those ones. I'll tell you what interesting. Obviously, Tom Brown had the bit of a moment with his teammate, and he ended up having to go into bits. He's gone into the hard, so he's definitely going to the end if we don't have safety cars or anything. So, given the fact that cars around him will likely have to pit again, he might. He's still got the opportunity for points. Baby Hornet's coming out of the pits as well. But yeah, Collins Owl and Simba, the gap stabilised around about 3.5 seconds. Ocean Tame's behind, so he's went from mediums to softs. Carl's still out there on the medium compound tyre.
Be interesting now to see which of those two genuinely has the most pace, because they're both running without the benefit of any DRS, because both are in clean air at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Kenichiwa Beach is right alongside Carl even before the DRS element. That just shows you the difference of 3-lap old mediums compared to 17-lap olds, and Carl was about to try and go back up the inside. Oh!
And another tap from the rear just to say thank you for the one from the side.
Was that a little bit of daily dollar slightly short, perhaps? We'll see. Mark, nice pace there, 110.4 in your Alpine.
Yeah, fresh softs and a new wing as well.
Did you have some wing damage?
I didn't know I had, but apparently so when I got to the pit stop.
I was going to say that does explain why you were down behind Bergen. I couldn't quite figure out why you'd gone back down there, but that explains it. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Mark needs Carl to pass Ocean Tame, because at the moment it's a Ferrari 1.3. It's a Red Bull 2.4. Not that we've seen that recently in the last few days, may I add.
Well, I wonder how those fuel pumps are in those Red Bulls right now.
Kenichiwa Beach. Kenichiwa Beach has lost it coming at the top of the Aqua Bancadas. Don't know whether he made contact with Carl. The two were certainly side by side, but the Williams is round and into the pits.
That was very reminiscent of Fernando Alonso in his very early career there.
It was. Did Mark Webber also not in the Jaguar in 2003, was it, potentially lost it there as well?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. There's been quite a few over the years in that corner. I seem to remember one of the Toyotas doing it as well.
Yep, I think, and someone at Paul DeResta, I think, also in the Force India did as well. So, so the two Williams have went from what I would have said was really good haul of points to pointless.
The penalties are starting to come into play a little bit now as well. Simba is gradually closing that gap on Collins Owl very slowly at the moment.
He is.
Not by much though, he's taken half a second. They're obviously very evenly matched, these guys.
Yeah, they are. I mean, if we look at Simba, 67% ERS, Collins Owl 20% ERS, so certainly Collins Owl abusing his ERS more than the Lion King himself.
And that might see Simba playing catch up very suddenly at some stage in a few laps' time. Yeah,
exactly. Dare has passed Energy Dan, and Avanash is there in 7th, Boothie in 8th, Kaiser Soze, Ty Clear has passed Sambal. It's the battle of the Mercedes engines, and Mark, you're just behind that gaggle.
Yeah, there was actually a double overtake. Sambal got passed twice down that straight.
Wow.
There was, such as Martin said with this, and now TY's got Case Soze again.
Yep, he has indeed. Carl gets another 3 seconds.
His tyres are looking a bit shot to me. He's on 19 laps now.
Yeah, I mean, he was at 1.1, I think only a couple of laps, got 1.6 seconds behind Ocean Tame. He's now to a further 2 seconds at 3.6, so he will need to come in. Although I think, knowing Carl will be putting the soft compound tyre on probably in the next 2 or 3 laps, I would presume, and looking to go to the end, although, again, he'll hope for a safety car. Actually, is he pitting now? Yes, he does. 15 laps on the set of softs, it is possible.
Yeah, especially late in the race, less fuel, and a grippier track as well.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look. Anyone underfueled their cars that are starting to flash at the moment? I think everybody in the top 10's okay. Oh, just on about top 10. Ty Clear and Mark, you're up there as well. Sambal, it's literally just a battle of passes. I'll tell you what, Bergen is coming back. He's now into 11th. He's just side by side with you, Mark, as we go down to Decido del Lago. So, championship leader is coming back into it. He will have to pit again, remember, though, as will a lot of them, but he is coming back into it.
Unfortunately, having a quick look through the field, the only person who's short on fuel is Backmezzo. He's already got his yellow light on, which I feel I probably had featuring quite prominently on my car the other night as well.
Oh, one of the Aston Martins has gone round. I think that might be Baby Hornet. It is indeed. He's gone round, just coming out of Decido del Lago and before Ferradura. So he's about to have Backmezzo all over the back of him. Simba has decided to make a move. He's only 2.5 seconds now behind Colin Zowell. So again, we will see there.
Colin Zowell's ERS is still half of Simba's.
Yeah.
So he's going to have the ability to do a couple of really quick laps if he wants to shut this gap at some point.
Yes.
He's gradually eking it away, but he's probably going to have the pace to be able to smash out a really hot one when he wants to.
Yep, definitely. Keep an eye on that. Ocean Tame just 2 seconds behind Dare, 6 seconds. So Dare has certainly. And remember, the two McLarens had an issue in lap 1. So for Dare to come back to be 4th at the moment is really good from him. Energy Dan just behind him, got 5 second penalty. Is that speeding in the pit lane?
I would presume so, with it being a 5.
Yeah.
I was just looking, actually, Dare's inside the window to take the podium off of Ocean Tame at the moment.
He is, with that 6 seconds.
So, it's he's going to be probably desperately trying to avoid any penalties, but also keep that 5 second... It's actually a 6 second gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's going to have to work, but be careful.
Yes, so Ocean Tame's on the soft compound tyres at the moment. He's on 9 laps, so he's not going to get to the end on them, so he's definitely going to have to pit again. Dare, could he do another 13 laps? Yes, he could, I suppose. So again, he could one-stop it. Bergen definitely needs to stop again as well. And look at Carl's pace there, 109.9 in the soft shod Red Bull. Colin Zowell will need to pit again. Well, actually, do you know, this is the interesting one, right? If you were Colin Zowell or Simba, you might say, well, you've got 13 laps to go, you've been on your mediums for 10 laps, could they last 24 laps?
Well, you would think so. They haven't got that much of a. You could see those tyres ending up quite significantly slower than even Dare's tyres by the end of the race.
Yeah.
So that could put them at quite a lot of risk from the drivers behind. Because it's surprising how quickly that gap comes down once the tyres go off the cliff here. So.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye out and see what Dare has passed Ocean Tame, because Ocean Tame has decided to go into the pits, so he is going to do 12 laps, possibly in another set of softs. No, he's going mediums, interestingly enough.
Wonder whether he didn't have any softs left, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Mark, you're hunting down Ty Clear at the moment.
Yeah, I've decided to extend my little run to an extra lap. So, soft's a bit of understeer, but I think that might just mean trigger happy.
Yeah.
Or right foot happy, I should say. But
we're just on board with Colin Zowell. We're just going to do a lap on Colin Zowell and a lap on Simba, because I think it's going to be good for the ladies and gentlemen at home to kind of see how the cars are acting after sort of 12 laps on the mediums. So keep an eye on action elsewhere. But Colin Zowell, as he comes across, and remember, Carl did a 109.8, Colin Zowell's just done a 111.5, so it does show you the pace differential between those fresh softs and those kind of used mediums. He looks okay coming through the CNS. There's maybe a little bit of understeer coming through the second part. Seems confident enough putting the power down through the Curva del Sol, down to the Retta Aposta, coming down into Decido del Lago, drops it down. Upshifts quite early though, from 4th to 5th. So let's see what he's like coming into Ferradura. Car is still turning in quite nicely. He is downshifting and upshifting quite early. Oh, and he cuts the first part of turn 8. And then turn 9, which is...
That mistake actually gained Simba half a second then.
Yeah. and he's going to have to watch though, Collins Owl, because little mistakes like that will end up with a 3-second time penalty. And depending on how many warnings he's got, it's going to be interesting. So he did a 1:11.5 last lap around. Let's see what he does this time, and then we'll jump on board with Simba. So he's going to come across the line. 1:11.9, and Simba's pitting, so Mark has decided to roll the dice. Is he going to put the soft compound tyres on? This could be a potential, yes he is, this could potentially be race winning decision. Potentially Avinash has also decided to do something similar. Dare is staying out, which he can do.
This is going to put a lot of pressure on those two guys at the front right now.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, Dare probably is looking fairly good here because he's got no penalties and his tyres are only 8 laps old, so he could very easily go to the end.
Yes.
But as to whether Collins Owl, he could do it.
Yep.
But they're going to be pretty wrecked after 26 laps, aren't they?
He is. So Simba's 23.4 seconds as he comes out of the pits. Let's watch that gap as it decreases or increases potentially. But will Collins Owl pit? He's got 10 laps. If he's listening to us, then he'll know that Mark's pitted by now, so he knows about that. The question will be could he hold off Adair? Could he hold off Simba with 10 laps to go? Is he coming in?
Pitting.
He's in.
He's
in. Yep. So Mark's got the gap down to 22.4 as he came across the line. Now, 18.6 seconds pit lane loss, excluding the stationary time. So this is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Dare is going to take the lead, though, as we would expect. Collins Owl puts the softs on. Where is Simba? He's...
This is a pit lane you've got to get right as well, and you don't want to rush it.
No, Collins Owl is there. He's had a little bit of Armco contact there coming out. Is he going to get in front of Ty Clear? That's going to be the question. I don't think he is he? It's going to be battling down into Interlagos, and he stayed in front.
That could be important.
Yeah, but what damage could potentially that Ferrari have from that little touch with the wall?
Didn't see any, nothing visible.
No.
I mean, we know it's possible to have damage without it being visible, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's lost a second of that lead.
He has. That is how it is. But he's now 8 seconds behind Dare. But then he's got 2 Hasses in front of him as well. All on the medium tyre, let's not forget. And they can go to the end on those medium tyres, conceivably.
He's going to shut that. I mean, to be honest with you, cars in front of you are less of an issue here. A little bit like Mexico. It's an easy track to pass at ultimately.
Yep.
In fact, if anything, he's probably happy he's come out so close to some other cars because this is going to let him kind of pull away a little bit.
Yes. He's fighting with Boothie into the NS, and they're going side by side. Oh! Whoa! You were looking at potentially the same camera angle I was.
I was looking at exactly the same one.
Yep. Oh, that was thinking. But you can see already now the gap is 2 seconds. Mark's trying to make a move up the inside of Ty Clear and doesn't quite pull it off coming into the Interlagos, and that's crucial though for Mark. He needed to make that move. Because otherwise Collins Owl is going to drive away from him, and that gap that was 2 seconds is now 2.8. And Collins Owl gets 3 seconds. We were just on board. He was too greedy on the inside of 8, and that is going to light up Simba's big cat eyes.
It is, but it's also another level of pressure, isn't it?
It is. Yep, that's it. So what's the gap between the two of them? So 3.1 seconds. So Simba has to get past Ty Clear now. He has to go for it.
Collins Owl no longer has the DRS either, so
no, he doesn't.
Whereas Simba is going to get it, obviously, straight down here.
He is indeed. There we go. He's going to pass. He does. There we go. Quite comfortably before the Senna S's. He won't get DRS though coming down into turn 4, so he will have to battle that. But that's 3.3 the gap to Collins Owl now. But again, though, the pressure's going to be on Collins Elmore because he now is going to have to push to get that 3 second and maintain it, and that's going to open him up to more issues as well.
Yeah, I mean, Collins Owl has now stuck himself within a second of energy down, so he's going to be getting some DRS next time round.
Boothie's lost connectivity because his car's still going round, but he is not in it, so it's unfortunate for Boothie because he was really doing well there, and that's an easy pass for Simba. He won't moan about that, though, to be fair. 3.5 seconds, though, the gap to Collins Owl, who is got Energy Dan in front of him. But he will get DRS. Oh, Energy Dan got a big slide on coming into Junkow, and that'll have caused Collins Owl to have a little birdie moment. But he has passed him already before the DRS. Question is,
he might be back past him.
He will be, because Collins Owl did not get the DRS. But they're still going to fight it. Collins Owell's going to try and go up the inside. He's going to run wide into one! Oh, the potential race leader has... Well, I don't think he never got a penalty for that. But
he may well have got a warning, though.
Yeah, to me that was... He was behind. So yeah, and he's back in front of Energy Dan. I'm not quite sure how that would be looked at, but I'll let the stewards look at that separately. Collins Owl 3 seconds clear of Simba at the moment. Dare 4.7 ahead. He's trying.
He's got six laps to do.
Yeah, and
he's got 6 laps to do. Yeah, how quickly is this gap going to close?
Yeah, and Collins Owl has 6. Let's just see. Let's just go penalties. 6 seconds of penalties. So there is potential there.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming fairly quickly up to behind him. He's taking a few tenths every sector, isn't he? But catching's one thing.
Yep, passing's another.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's an easy one here. But it's. I think that strategy's going to probably see Dare on the podium, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Simba, before we lost the interval timing, he was within the 3 seconds of Collins Owl.
Oh yeah, it's disappeared.
Yes,
How very useful.
Well, exactly. That's it. Carl gets another 3 seconds. We will round out penalties in about 3 laps time, folks, as the race comes down. Oh, Simba's giving a little glove tap to the back of the Haas,
which is run wide.
Yeah. I wonder if that's potentially going to leave some damage. Oh, again, I'll tell you one thing though. Collins Owl was getting a little yellow on the fuel there. So again, the drivers need to watch. The intervals surely will come back to us shortly.
It'd be nice to think that could happen.
It would. Yeah, Collins Owl now full yellow on fuel.
Yeah, that means he's kind of borderline.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting a little bit nervous about it.
Yeah, that lap has kind of cost him, but because the gap to Collins Owl is now 4 seconds. So we just need to see what he can do. There is just... And this is the thing, 4 laps to go. Collins Owl, even if he's gaining a second a lap on Dare, he's still got to pass him and then get 6 seconds out. And Dare is just driving a nice, calm, uneventful, apart from first lap where there was a little bit of a moment with the McLaren, an uneventful race, but a consistent race that has put him into a really good position. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's sometimes being unspectacular is the way to win the race, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Well, let's put it this way. I was very unspectacular for 25 laps at Mexico, and then suddenly my car sprang to life and I got a fastest lap. The rest of it was uneventful.
Well, speaking of which, Mark's quietly stolen the fastest lap here, hasn't he?
He has, indeed. And he's in 8th, so he's going to potentially get some nice points for that fastest lap.
Yeah, something for the Alpine team. If I can do my pit, then it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Collins Owl a second behind Dare. Just over 3.5 laps to go here at Interlagos. Simba 3.9 behind Collins Owl. So things are starting. Are people going to move? Let's look at ERS. 10%, 14%. So yeah, Colin Zowell and Simba kind of matched there. 16%. So let's see. We're on board with Simba. Let's just jump back to the Ferrari.
Now, what's interesting is that Colin Zowell's probably going to start having to fight with Dare.
Yep.
So that gap could well start coming down as soon as that happens.
Yeah. Let's see. Is he going to be within a second for DRS? He's about a second just now. I think he will be. Yeah, he will be. But he's also going to have to watch as well for fuel, because he's obviously he's fully yellow there, so he is going to have to start to lift and coast a bit. Mark's kind of dropped that 3.9 down to about 3.6. Let's just look from the back end of the McLaren, the race leader at the moment. Oh, tell you what, Dare's, he's just very, and I'll call it a little bit feathering on the throttle, shall we say, coming through the Curva del Sol, which I can only imagine is down to those 16-lap-old mediums.
But they shouldn't be feeling too bad, because the track will be in a good state now, and obviously all the fuel's come out of the car as well. But certainly not as nice as a set of soft old at this stage.
But, and there's the thing. So we're coming through the Pinorino corner there. So Colin Zowell has passed there. So at the moment, the net race leader is there because of the 6 seconds on Colin Zowell's penalties. But the Ferrari doesn't look as well. Actually, I say it doesn't look as planted. It still looks decent enough. And I think Dare may. Is he going to get DRS? Oh, he might not, you know. Let's see. No, he's not got DRS. So Colin Zowell has got out with the DRS range, but he's on his penultimate lap.
Yeah, he absolutely dumped all of his ERS to get out of that.
He did.
Yeah, which is obviously pretty cool. He's kind of saved just enough to do that.
Yep. Mark is looking to line up Ocean Tame, who's just in front of him.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a DRS train that I was in, and actually it's still, I think it's going back past Bergen as well. It's a bit of a DRS, a few people now, so this could be quite interesting to see who goes where.
Yep,
and who can make the most of that.
So rundown of where we are at the moment. On track positions, Colin Zowell leads there, second Simba, third Ty Clear, Energy Dan, Ocean Tane, Mark, Bergen, Avinash, Carl round out the top 10. Only one retirement, which is Right Move. Back Mazo there in 19th, SGPR 18th, Dak Convertible. That's unfortunate. He was having a really good start to the race and it all kind of went south after that first pit stop. But Colin Zowell only 1.5 seconds in front of Dare. Remember, Colin Zowell 6-second penalty to take. Simba will also have 3 seconds. Ty Clear has penalties as well. 12 seconds. That's going to drop him down the field, probably down to 10th. Well, actually it won't, because Energy Dan and Ocean Tame, but it'll certainly drop him down there. But there is the state of penalties, the state of the nation, as we'll call it, on the final lap here at Interlagos. Whilst Colin Zowell might lead on the racetrack, it is looking, and let's not go commentators' cars. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, Colin Zowell is flashing red on fuel. That's a worry. Colin Zowell's just got another 3 seconds. 9 seconds he's now got.
Everything's just changed, hasn't it?
Yep, it has, because that will inherit Dare to the lead and Simba to second at the moment.
I think at the line, I think Mark's going to get a nice little promotion looking at these penalties as well.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm not really, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I've just had the same thing 3 times, 2 races. It just seemed, I'm not going to say anything on stream. I'll save that for stewards, but and admin. But yeah, same thing. It's not amused.
Was that my fault? Because I was literally just saying about that and realised that you'd slipped backwards. Sorry about that.
I think I already had, to be fair.
Colin Zowell does cross the line and wins, but does drop to third because Dare and Simba have been promoted, so Dare takes a well-deserved provisional win here at Interlagos. Avinash has gone fourth. Bergen's gone fifth after those penalties. Mark, you're now sixth. Energy Dan seventh. Ty Clear in eighth. Carl in ninth. Ocean Tame takes 10th. Boothie is going to come across the line and takes the final point in 10th. Tom Brown takes 11th. Kaiser Soze in 12, Ocean 10, 13, Konnichiwa, 14, 15, Stuvine, there it was all changing. You'll see it on the left-hand side of the screen, folks. Every time I try and do this, it just doesn't work. I'll tell you one thing though, Collins Owl was flashing red. If this had been one more lap, I think that man might have been really struggling. But I'll tell you one thing, well-deserved today. One stop in that McLaren, had challenges at the start of the race, did very well to go then 19 laps on those medium tyres, and he did 17 laps on the soft compound tyres, so a really good one there. Bergen says, controller locked early on. No, don't understand that. But we will see. Mark, you get driver of the day! According to the game. Lovely. There we go, the game thinks you are driver of the day. Remember, folks, submit your driver of the day to Rob by 3 p.m. tomorrow. We will. As always, people, watch the comments that we are putting on YouTube and Discord. No calling out, please. Take it to the stewards. But there we have it, dear. Well-deserved win for McLaren. They needed a good result in the Constructors' Championship because they were bottom. But this will certainly bump them up the line. So Dare takes the victory. Remember, all results provisional until stewards' inquiries have completed. Simba takes second in the Red Bull, Collins Owl third, Avinash fourth, Bergen fifth. Good recovery drive from him. Mark, you take a well-deserved sixth from 19th. Energy Dan takes seventh, Ty Clear eighth, Carl takes ninth in the other Red Bull, and 10th goes to Boothie in the Haas. Tom Brown, unfortunately, in 11th, and Konnichiwa Beach in 13th. In between them was Kaiser Soze, Ocean Tame in 14th, and then we have Sambal 15th, Stuvine 16th, Baby Hornet 17th, Dak and Bertel 18th, Back Mazer 19th, and only one DNFer, which was Right Move, who retired in the pit lane. There we have it, gents.
What an amazingly penalty-affected race that was, because it was, I don't think anybody didn't change position because of penalties.
Yeah, it was. We were close to a few changes there, but yeah, it was another good race, and it was another race which I've commented on without safety cars, which has slightly invalidated my safety car chat. Which, do you know what? Just to say, was exciting. I may have
Maybe the game's AI has been listening to your safety car chat, and it's decided that it's going to be super frugal from now on.
Well, this is it. Do you know what I'm going to just have to do though? Is I'm going to have to bring my Brazilian safety car chat to Australia, because Australia might not be fun-filled with safety car chat. So Brazilian safety car chat is coming to Australia, folks. There we have it. As always, Martin, thank you very much for tonight. Mark, thank you very much for being our very own Paul di Resta, Ted Kravitz on reporting on track. 32 minutes time, you will have the Teesside twosome. We'll be back, Mark, yourself and Morgan, for Tier 4, where we've had no rain in Brazil so far, and there's a few Tier 4 drivers apparently doing some rain dancing, which, I'll be honest, I don't fancy rain in Brazil, to be fair, but we will see what happens. Folks, do join into that. Remember, go onto the YouTube channel, do like, do subscribe, do ding the bell, and get notified when we do go live. We just reached over 200 subscribers. Do continue to boost us. The number of views that we get do certainly outweigh some other leagues on F1, but we certainly look forward to everybody who joins. And all the comments as ever. Martin, thank you. Mark, thank you very much. And in 31 minutes now, you will get Tier 4 coming to you live from Interlagos. But from all of us, have a lovely evening.